là itu provision sudah dan những graduate nhau những high school họ luôn còn Fresno những college nhất là UCLA thì những cái part of anthropology những nhau thì sẽ nên nhớ cho là Southeast Fresno những itu candidate cho Single Unified School District chỉ còn chắc là những giờ speed itu provision hay nên information đã có thể sẽ là Brandon Beck representative
我叫做标的主要是李宝天那放的我的主任，我叫做不谈不高，你去店里你去等你家里用辛苦了还要别老的，就别家里的钱了，我的主任。你要说做别家我那个钱，我就叫我的，你不打，我就到了我还想到要一想正经。就俾只佢哋長空一好咗 ，Fresno 好啦，就攞咗100%，我唔知就攞咗100%得到。上個俾攞咗好啦，我到都啦，到成功。如果能到你家，是對哪是對住？如果能到你家，就攞咗，也有我係有能到你家，是對點。我就一生可能啦。老李啊，伢老李啊，我被整过，我被整到，被气啊，老爹那里那个我就太爹，一家多了的就你干了，一家都发给爹，一家多啊，我得整了，每个都你有你家都有个老李啊，整个爹，有老爹，你自家你多啊，做了这条我没弄。到qua到kia yêu nữ tu nữ nhưng ngô bạch sự cái đó cần ta ta nhau bên lúc rộng nó nhiệt gì hết kìa cho lúc chiều lúc rộng nó mình tin mình nhỏng cái tao cũng hiểu cái tao high school tụi chúng ta tao tại bên lúc rộng nó Davis mua cờ college mua cờ ở Sia bố ca tụi tôi đã một bao một xe một mình tôi mình nhọn là qua bê tụi tôi là bê tụi ti là bê tụi chúng taอย่างนี้สิแต่ถ้าสิnếu nó sẽ nói chuyện thành cú chọn họ nếu chỉ là cái gì cú要là đó mình cả sĩ từ nào sĩ từ chủ kia còn đó giờ phát triển chia tại sao giờ thì mình tu là sự là mọi người để xem mà mỗi cái sự mỗi cái tạo là ra mình cả sĩ từ chữ trong một chữ ngoan chỉ là một cái làm được sao thế ta chỉ có trong ta làm được để ta mình theo tao mình chưa tục ly mà chữ để ta sửa chừng là để ta hay tiền trong đó, cú要到这个责任，要到这个钱，cú要让你干些的那些的钱，到古嘛，古些嘛，古些古的古过来了，过了就过了。你的实力，什么办法？自己学了的，就是我不会，我知道。今天大家。nếu nó sẽ luôn chuyện nên nó cũng hay tiền của tí ý của chịu lần của tí ý của mình lần chỉ cho nó tí ho apa cũng bao cả là rất là ho là nè nếu là kia tàu theo group city council apa cũng lâu chỉ ta lên đó cho không cho gì nên nếu có tin cha nữa là qua vice mayor tí sĩ thiên ít được ta xong là áp dụng cho nó tụi tôi đã của quốc gia nhà làm nhất trận toàn làm nhất trận toàn chỉ tao để chỉ cho tôi sản xuất cái này xong đó nếu nhớ là kia có thể trong một nhà lao growth nhớ là kia từng nghề lao growth Steve không một năm 就是个就是海的，个我带到了渤海，有一个头，他lúc họ thuộc bê, là các ta, còn lúc đánh trả yết cho là các ta, còn hai tia, sau khi người ta đã là bỏ hải, còn đại đa thuộc bê, lúc ta có chỉ là những cái này, chúng ta sẽ có được trong ngoài tiền mong nào, từ khi cho tí cho nên cái trả tu sinh cho họ lúc ta chế nào, đó có tổ kế đó, đó có một cái là có trong tu mi can hai có tu nhiệm hai trong tu giữ có là một cái là chúng ta chỉ có chỉ là cái lành nhưng là như thế nào có cái sự tan cho cái tin là chẳng mong nhau hữu là được cho cái tin là chẳng mong nhau hữu là cần phải nhận nó cho cái tin là chẳng mong tặng vào nhau có thể kịp cho có chỉ sẵn cái chỉ sẵn một điều bây giờ nó là sự thực hiện đó là sự tạo sự đó cái gì bên này chỉ nên lúc nào buổi sáng bên ngoài thì tôi cũng sai nhưng mà cái chuyện này đó là cái chuyện này cái mấy lúc người mua ra bên Washington DC bên giờ này là bên ba thì bên lúc nào bên ba các tàu trên đó chỉ là tôi cũng sai lên đây là thì kia lòng kia một lúc nào lúc giờ là chỉ là anh ta thành lập cái một số này giờ bây giờ mình tiếp bên nào cả tôi yêu thích là the first generation có thích là nên lúc nào những chia thì qua lại cái này cho gì mình ít chủ áp chủ hết chủ chế được bây giờ trở đây ta lúc này có bên đây này thì gia đình đó chúng ta应该不可能，基督教是人生决定。哦，no， 被动的 Steve， 被动测 Steve， 被动我们打路上，被我们处理做 Steve， 等待那里某一组，被这个的长工，我们这路嘛，被我们这个带来的我们的土地，我要你的。giờ những món hải thì giờ ít tuổi giờ là Steve nữa, thế đó chỉ Steve bây giờ chúng ta lại là share lo, thì đây là chúng ta chỉ được cả Steve, những cái gì là phòng chất công trong phòng của đây là có một trang cầu đi có phần trời có một cái sao bê bạc, thế đó chỉ cho chúng ta biết chỉ là những bao có nhà chúng ta được chứ这才是别人的主，也是这个证。
那种一种呢，这个的帐篷，那姑爷把比家里，姑爷一度 part owner or one of the owner of Asia Supermarket too， 我找到那姑整多车白天。ไปขี้ตาลุตลานะต่อไปเจ้าช่องเนาะเอาลุตลาเชียนะมาเป็นอย่างขี้ตาซื้อถ้าสิไปลุลาหลวงหน่อยไปขี้ตาไปเจ้าช่องลอยไปขี้ตาอีเชียจุบจุบอ๋อหล่อไอ้ขี้ตัวนี้สุดาป้าแต่อุจจาระได้จะตัวใช้ไปเทียมอย่างแต่เนี่ยตื่นจะตัวเจ้าลุตลาเอเชียซูเปอร์มาร์เก็ตเนาะหล่อเนี่ยจะเนี่ยเดย์เนี่ยเจอย่างแต่จะเนี่ยเจมาแล้วก็ตัวแล้วก็เป้าจ่อไปแต่ไปวันนี้เจ้าเนี่ยจะตัวใช้ไปเทียนี่จะมัวในลูกเสือเราตัวป้าเป้เทียเจอเนี่ยลาที่สวนตัวขี้แล้วลูกเรานี่จะตัวขี้นี่จะตัวป้าเป้นี่จะตัวเชิงเป้เทียเรากูจนเนี่ยกูเห็นเนี่ยมินจีจ่อไปลุตลาดเนาะเทียไปมัวรอป้ารอกาแฟรอห้องรอเจนเดไปมัวดีห้องดีเนาะตันทอยไปห้องเนี่ยนอนเนาะเจไปลุตลาดเอเชียซูเปอร์มาร์เก็ตเนี่ยไปขี้เดี๋ยวจมห้องเนาะเจไปมัวตันทอยเลยเนาะจิตตาลินดาไปมัวไก่กะจีเทียไปมัวซูชิโร่ fresh daily แต่ละวันเนี่ยแต่นอจในช่วงเดียวแต่สัตว์ตัวนอนเนี่ยไปมั่วเนี่ยแต่นอที่ชี hot food ไปมั่วเนี่ยแต่นอที่ชีโอเคอุจจาระจนเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเนี่ยสิ่งที่นึ่งจำห้องเนี่ยแต่เนี่ยสัตว์ตัวorder อีตุ่มบัวขี้นะอีตุ่มบัวเข่งเกี้ยจะหมดกี่นอนหลับเชเราจะหมดอะไรโอเน่งเราปลีเราอดักโคโลเราเต้นเราไปมั่วที่ชีเนี่ยจิตใจไปตัวเสียอินหุ่นเราไปตัวต่อเจ้าเราจอนะที่ชีจนเนี่ยที่ตัวที่เนี่ยตัวเท่าจะไปชีซึ่งโอเค chỉ ta lên đó Asia supermarket nó ya cũng khi đó này bao thì ya baby này baby mẹ xứ nó baby đồ ta là nó chỉ nhỏ ya pass square feet xứ pass square feet nó xứ chỉ cho khử bảo lấy giá chỉ cho ô hô lượng bảo lấy giá thì grow cái tao all lúc bây giờ tao pass square feet nó a lot of work a lot of determination ô lấy qua hai tỷ union như chỉ nên chế thế tên nó sẽ chế cái ô hô lượng thế tao cho ta la lo một nó khi đó này bao thì chia thì bây giờ nhỏ là sớm bao số là cho hay thì tao lúc ta la lo này nó a lot of work a lot of sweat into a lot of love a lot of care ví dụ như ít tụi mình nhỏ cái gì họ hiểu tao là sư để ô cho này theo này chơi cho ba theo này chơi cho ba chơi bé theo bé theo grow lo lên nó để bé xã support này bé xã là thằng này bé cho support cho mong community tên hôm đó fundraising theo bé cho support bé cho mong Asian clubs theo bé cho support bé cho Fresno State Asian club theo theo chỉ ta lên đó last month sư bé nhỏ hoa ilu big event grand opening nó cho nó bé pu mò pu tàu ya bé pu tàn cho chuột buồn ha cho số cho tàn cho bé nhỏ mong là sư để nó họ bé appreciation cho này ô là hay này tôi đấy tôi dễ là tôi support bé lo ta làm mong tôi cho họ bé nhỏ mong theo bé họ service là good theo chỉ ta lên đó tôi shop bé nhỏ papaya theo one of the best in town.
But then I had the president. I know why to me you not best camera we have talk. And for me you with this guy will be the president of the United States. Just like he's so smart. The me không thọ á, that's why I hope cũng nhớ cho tận tới thì sẽ bị gia đình của hai. Ya để cho tận tới chỉ có về là để nói là ya tụi mình không thọ nữa tụi tôi đi qua hai sao. Ya để chỉ có để chỉ có. Đấy. Trong xe tàu thì là cũng có để xây cũng như thế tụi nó cũng như thế cũng như rồi để nên sự để cái thực tế để để tôi still to campaign manager nhau rồi thì outgrow để tôi sẽ hỏi John có lại hỏi biết là lượng vấn đề introduce Steve nó sẽ đến vấn đề này phần John hỏi
我觉得到国内说这都讲起来弄呢，我对讲了弄这，都考给古荣山嘛，要搞的离邦没停 Fresno 嘛，比如event very on time 啊，被目标是这个 event 的嘛 ，very on time。你专门 event 嘛，对什么对有专门都搞了比的什么，被梦是这比到了，就可能也考考考虑说出来。trong sáng đầu cho báo cáo cái thì của nhau Fresno để một nhà cái này Thomas nếu tụi bây giờ một lên nhà cho Steve campaign đó nó trong mấy số chuyện là campaign team về Sacramento để sai lầm vào trong chúng này vì mấy mua bánh sứ vì mấy một lên nhà ấy để mua cái sai lầm vào event đó để vào trong đó chúng này itu legendary singer so ja ke ku ka de I'm thinking about cái tầm câu cao là cái mọi người phát biểu trong mấy câu thì trong sáng đó mà trong đó cho Dr. Phil long mấy cái mấy trong sáng đó chủ mấy cái nhà co-sponsor là she co-host event thank you so much for that rồi sao một cho businesses cho cái tu năng sai lộ cho cái công hồ cho cái một cái sát lên chữ số lượng số tu cho cái nền một bao nhiêu bằng xa tôi cho họ tham hình được mấy kho ta chỉ là bé lấy từ từ lấy để chỉ là bé mong số thằng lấy còn nó giàu xa hình cái này sẽ nhỏ lưu cho Fresno để nó ấy những đồ cho Sacramento là cái tăng hàng là ít chăng sự công sư chỉ là ít kho cái ban đầu bé là biết sao tới biết thì mong chỉ tôi là kho rộng là mấy kho example là nó councilman Steve nhớ đầu grow cũng như rồi bên Mỹ tất chỉ mà mấy lúc museum nhớ cho North Carolina đi sau tới cái kiểu mong để mấy lưu đi sau là nếu nó là chỉ mấy từ cái tin mong tụ cho đi cho ăn được hàng rồi Steve là có lẽ nó luôn là chỉ rong là có một bên sĩ phụ ta take only one phone call Steve we chance to come to museum là sư
họ bênนู้นต่อการก็มาแต่ได้ยอม replace like sachet เลยลองดูเดมมองเขารู้ยังไงเขาแต่ได้ปูแต่itu elected official การมองเดมอะไรที่นั่นเองรงชาติเราจะมีส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องเนี่ยรงชาติเราจะมีส่วนที่จะมีสาวชาติเราหรือชาวหรือบ้านเจ้าชาติแต่เป็นอย่างยิ่งซื่อๆสมมติพันธุ์ก็สตีฟยิ่งเขา school board trustee แต่หนูฮันดูจนแต่ลูกไมโครโฟนที่หนูฮันเลยหนูนี่ก็ถ้าเธอจะเป็นมองใช้เราและสิ่งที่เราสมจงให้ฮันดูต่อลูกไมโครโฟนแต่เขารู้ยังไงเขาคือยุ่งจงคือสตีฟมองฮันดูเนี่ยจนแต่บนจงอยู่ก็ใช้ละมันจีจอบทุกschool board เนี่ยแต่สมมติพันธุ์ก็เล่าตัวอย่างก็ในมุมย้อนจุดที่ดูจงคือ city council อันนี้ฮันดูแต่อย่าเป็นตัวมองดูเป็นตัวมองตัวมองดูชัวเขารู้เขาคือเป็นส่วนที่จริงอย่างตัวอย่างนั้นท้องในส่วนที่สร้างบ้านเป็นอยู่สร้างกับตัวสตีก็คือเมื่อเนี่ยจะไม่เอาเรื่องเช่นเอาผ่านกับจอมันเราจำนั่นแหละในส่วนที่เราจำนั่นทางใจเจ้าทุกคนนี้เป็น President of Fresno Center for New Americans ก็ลาinteresting
Okay, then they like sa the pay and sa ma Steve la pe lo lu pe shi da she lu ha pia yo yo ni ya yo yo mi ka ya dan de na pe shi one day we were jo Steve no pe na ma ke we sa ha pe lo lu pe ka ni si ko ti ne cha shi da ka thong yi shi da ni to na mi to sa Steve yi lo lu na ngun ma the ha pe tu na hai ma le dia Steve, the chair of Fresno, Steve, of Fundraising of Fresno, the chief. A bit how Steve, of the Bela, Steve Yang, the Bela. But you know, the idea, the reason why they support Steve Bela. But I don't know how to we better support Steve Bela. Okay? It's not because they are Steve to best friend for 25 years. It's not because God believe in Steve Nabia. God said, Bishop, we had the pay on mom. Steve a pay to me mom. Steve Yang, keep pay Yang. Okay? Just think that. Simple. Very simple, sir. The Yang get it. Ta là bé anh mong thấy rằng là, yeah, để cho chị nói nhau Fresno nó chỉ bỏ một từ vài từ school board chỉ bỏ yang chỉ biết là yang, Brandon yang chỉ biết là yang sẽ làm điều, okay? I think bottom line is we just wanted to win. Uli ko yang sau đó bé họ lùi làm sao hay xem nào ở ta chỉ bỏ hay, they already stole your thunder, you guys stole my thunder too, right? So I don't know what else to say. Họ bên ni cho tu thầy và nhiều mù từ đó bị cả bọn nó chứ. Còn là tao học position đó nè. Nếu từ là tao học position đó, lần mà chạy là gì thì họ từ và tao họ từ cho tao. Bây một tháng đó bây giờ mua ra chi lấy ra cho nó chú và nếu là chế chỉ thì khả năng theo tàu nó là ok khi nhà biết chúng tôi cho mong và dùng một trong cả nhỏ sầu cho trong nó chú là khi sau đó theo chế chỉ xia thì yếu để chỉ theo lý do thì lấy chỉ có mong được từ này ok thôi bây giờ cái tin mong thì bây giờ và chỉ vòng một tuổi hai đứa bé bạn nó hãy lọ cho nó nếu thì it's not who you know but who know you okay thì chỉ là các bảo từ na cái sự này giờ từ bảo con à khả năng giờ có chuẩn chắc à bây giờ thì tụi bé mấy tụi con nhớ cho mình cả quan họ chuyện đó rồi thì là từ bảo bên mong này thì thằng nói gì bên mong bên một thọ thì bây giờ gió mong là bây giờ một vài lúc chuyện mong thật tình bên mà chúng ta nhận là tiếp theo là bị cả bao thì bên mong giờ cái gì vậy chỉ là bao cái là chỉ là tiền bên bao là đâu có tiền Hay sao có bao you bao lại nó mà nghe thành ra nè. We know a lot of people. I even know Obama. You know me? Simple like that. But does Obama know me? He doesn't know me. So that's a big difference. So we need to have somebody sit in an office like what Steve is going to be doing. Steve, nhớ khiến away to mayor, nhớ the whole Lujo, El Grove, Cuchia, Fresno, but it's a step. What if I new toys are get a bit though. Hopefully one day Fresno may do mayor in Montia, they go to South America. New toys are get a bit, the bay to 2,000. Chỉ ta lên đó là bây giờ mình tôi mình nhớ là xin nó mình chỉ用来投入来去帮到工的，bây giờ mình tôi mình nhớ là xin nó mình chơi chặt bây rồi, bây giờ tàu sai là cái tiền mình nó biết sao chỉ có số ấy là tàu là cái trên là khó cái tàu sai được lâu chưa? Tiền khó ta cái tiền why does it Fresno matter to Steve, right? Steve to talk about one year long, you must first Steve Jalabia. I tell you, we volunteer official for long run or supervisor of me, long. Or the Shinoti Ball run or school for the me, Buzzy Ball, Brandon, we walk a piece of box out there, yeah. I'm sure we up and walk there. So, big volunteer more walk a piece of that. Mình chỉ học phần đấy situation mà cũng muốn qua cũng muốnเข้าtrong cũng muốn qua Steve Steve bảo để lại rồi ở đây nên phải cả bộ đồ tụi nó lại cái yes nó là biết thọ tụi nó cái yes nó chỉ nên chắc cũng khó bảo nó cũng hài tao rồi nên bảo đấy biết but I'm not in the district see which have this situation but cứ bảo tao đấy thọ các một vài cái thao share rồi các một các một hai đứa tu tay sành đó thì yes cũng phải đi bảo đồ tu nên nó các tu nên nó chỉ thì giờ các họ bảo được but not directly indirectly it's yours that's how it works thì cho nên sẽ phải raise down the now phải thirsty cả phải cũng cho nên là cũng dưới ở đây bao cho volunteers nữa hậu là một tàu cái nó kho trong nó cái đến cái đây cái khả năng thì mình có cái bóng đèn nó là hậu nè cái phần cái phòng ta ở nó người ta tự nhiên nó những một sĩ qua advertisement luồn tới nên bao tử tây giả tới là chỉ phân gì cost thousands and thousands of dollars mà đi luồn tới được tao tới là cái luồn tao tới ta chúa đã chi thế à cái chuyện chúa your stamp thế nào bây giờ so you have to mail it in that costs money cái của hai cái lò nó sư của yo chơi cái từ khoa chuyên sang lò số lò nữa lò hai đôi bên Steve theo của nó mà của hai này thì lúc xin bóng đầy rồi theoถ้ามันlúc xin đầy bỏยี่long theo và phần nữa lúc xin mà cái bóngยี่đầy rồi theo cái Steve theo của cái đầu cái nhớ là cái flow is high I think Steve is 1 year behind me thì tôi thấy trong Steve to high school nó chỉ thầu tới mà flow is chỉ trong một mong trong thì cái mong chơi sư tôi chỉ mấy người chỉ làm nè First year, chỉ lưu Asian club and guess who become the officers for the club, you know? It's Steve and his friend, me. So probably to the big run and yeah. So I know that Steve and he nhiều đó ba thơ xóa nó sẽ tự làm cho classmates của anh bắt tay thâu đó nên cái đó là cú nhớ là Fresno nó chỉ cú hát chung cái đó đây thì Steve phải là cái này một cái đó đây là cú mà lại lúc flap nhé về UC Davis kia cú lúc flap nhé của Fresno State kia cú yêu tụi thay cho họ là cú yêu cho về là cú chỉ còn tay cho bé cho nó qua fundraising thế nào bây giờ học từ chính gia chính yang Steve cũng cho nó bị thả thiên mà he's not người ấy tôi nói cho nên he like to run he like to help people he want to make sure that everybody have a fair share okay thì我还被老老师被老师也是到了，当年就别别不同别到做事的，就别到我还被老做的好，老师的也是这样。被到发起上那个呀，to vice mayor of city of Elk Grove. So let's give a warm welcome to Steve Lee.
Thank you, Joe, for the very short introduction. Joe and I do have a long history, but I was surprised with this idea. I was hoping that you wouldn't remember that whole UC Davis Fresno State incident, but you brought up some old wounds, and I'm glad you moved beyond that. But nonetheless, really behind that, okay, for John, we didn't want to enable the gala. We have no she did the house, she tells she didn't be young. You know, John, who bought the lake, yeah, again, the yard, yeah, which of what ain't, she shall tell them to be, don't want to have no motion that get the young for John. Cái điều mà của quan hệ hai bên thì là là sao cái đó là actually ý bỏ người tiếp theo người từ madam law là cái study law ý law hay theo phong cái là thì mình đầu tiên theo là actually if person must excuse so they excuse you so you can sit down because I don't want you to stand up here. But before you go, I would like an opportunity to also invite Fang and Longa. Why don't you guys come up here so I can bear see some a bit more, okay? I know you guys don't like it, but come on up. I also like to invite Neil Bacao. Your brother Paul. Hey, I'll come over and yeah. Where are you guys hiding? Yeah. Yes, so funny, but she doesn't yeah. Not here yet? Okay. Yellow, hey, nothing. Nothing. With that, I do reserve special acknowledgement vì được phó hành để cho nó cho đào thơ nhân đạt cái lúc sau này lúc sau khi được trên nên bị có thể là như chúng ta nói thì chúng ta được trên đạt cho cái sự là chỉ ý là nó giờ ý họ chân chỉ mà cái cái phần cái chia chỉ trong xe thầu ý có hai lâu luôn nhân trong đó có hai cái là chuyện chỉ là cái有过诶到面前到。而且今天可能全部的被海蒙上的是，也就菲律宾呢，也被叫多多在做，就是说人家老师家的，带路的被生老学生的车，有的导师可能我们见听到，头一个还老路那边，头一个人都比你放，你都照看那边，被什么人拿，你都讲没拿人那边，但是做个你很独裁。因为有我们面前的từ vấn đề đó là vì họ cái của nó chứ nó chỉ là để nó thể hiện một nhiên nếu chủ yếu là để bên chờ vấn đề trong sự thể hiện là phải được trong thì có là lục hậu nhà rộng nghe sẽ là một cái có thể là để làm trong để để chụp lúc cũ chỉ ta để thì mình chỉ là và sắp có khả năng để nó trong nào ok thì tiền nó sắp đến nó thì giờ nó có tôi đã chỉ có hai lần nó có tư cũ mua sản phẩm chờ chỉ từ giá là phải sợ có cho cái giá ít từ là sợ được cái mong người nhau thảo này thiết là để là có từ mua được những đây và to thì cho nó còn hồng nó chỉ là thì là chơi mong xưa đã chỉ chỉ là chơi cái gì cũng làm thành rồi nó thì chỉ xóa rồi nè thì cũng tại là cái những cái từ sợ có khó nên nó là cũng những cái chế gì những chế gì chúng tôi nhà nó chịu bỏ tàu cái nhà ở cái sân đó sân hữu thì nhà là chúng tôi là chúng tôi sẽ có sự sản xuất nữa, okay? Thì tụi nó ấy cũng như đó, để mà chúng tôi đã chỉ thầu mua hay là nhà như yêu của cái như tôi thả được tụi nó câu cái chuyện nhớ về Clovis High, là chỉ ưu chính tàu chỉ thả đi suy ra cái một số UC Davis nó so với cái là chỉ tàu cũng như trong cái 也同大家嘛哩我要的哦也个多个啥个多菜个多什么 if now we rekindle our friendship not your long he is my friend and I'm very proud that every time go to your child gave on our to get she sang or hong gan chi la kai yin tu sha ka ka ke ka cha in chu mo ka ye chu mo Dr. Sang now then ye there are so ke cha na chi mo she sa ye day a couple of the day a couple of days so that you know Fresno non我都反正比较不贴地的了好了我爸我呢也我那时候就啊也估计我跟你说的呢你讲的那个事你那个说到的是肯定的如果不都没有都把那个主持了你三天跟那是个主的天的话的你bỏ tiền nó đã bỏ sự sôi rồi đó nếu mà tiền nó đã để cái lỗ tập chế cũng có trong cái labor and materials donated đó nếu mà họ mà cho cái union shop đó thì ra cái lỗ tập chế cái labor and materials donated to labor cho tụi nó cái sản xuất bao nhiêu thì thì nếu nó sẽ cái solution là cái người thiệt thì những cũng basic thing so I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my beautiful wife, and I wanted to show you that I'm actually married. Most people call me Linsina because I'm always going for events to events, and I don't really have a chance to take her because most of the time she's doing the labor at home, making sure materials are correctly, there's no grammatic errors and correctly printed. And so this is my wife, Paul. So you may be seated. Thank you. I know I'll try to make this short because it's warm in here, and not only that, but the audition of Pichapa, so I do apologize. But this is a political event, and what's a political event without speeches, right? So what I have a tendency to do is I speak English. I am doing it because I don't necessarily know the long words or know the English word, but I actually do it because so I do honestly deliberately do it for that purpose, but it's not deliberate in the sense to insult anyone. Julia I love Shia, that she started to the ship of the my mother who start she told one thing here, study like the Catapula or the only teaching and necessary. Okay. With that, again, I want to thank you, one nation of Joe, each and every one of you. Do Moholu, Lotal, Nature Language, Tuama, Monotiki, well, nation of Joe. 那一次呢，我那次给你把朋友每次是只要的，我用我搞的给你技术，但是以后的我读我呢，我本事天我都理我得去的，I'll be able to do that. But if not, then I do want to beforehand and apologize that I will struggle to do the best that I can, but there's never ever any guarantee. So being that the case. Was how we long from the church, and thank you so much for your generous contribution. Today we raised about 17, but actually there were funds that came in on my drive down here, and because of this fundraiser, three separate contributions, two Chingpa each. And one final contribution of Xiapachi. So that puts us and sets a record for this, for any fundraiser, I believe in Fresno. At least that's what I understand. But nonetheless, that is very significant, and I want to acknowledge Nation so thank you very, very much. The other thing that I'd like to acknowledge real briefly is I do have a family. Most of the time people will say that, Steve, who are you related to, and do they actually exist? And I know I have a few brothers here. I want you guys to stand. What's it about? May ya. Wa tu ti lo te ni ho na. Dia to pa te ti lo ni ga nya na no. This time we go on. You can let you get a car here with the brother. You know, can you share ya? You share the shadow. But here, take with the sister. Take with your ina. You should share ya. So I do have my roots in Fresno. That's the reason that's another reason why I do continue to come down to Fresno to fundraise down here. I've been asked many times, why do I run for public office and why do I do this work? And it has caused me to reflect as to the reasons why I do this. So the teenage generation of the young So it forced me to think back to my history. It forced me to remember the reasons why I started getting involved. From Asian Club in high school, as Joe mentioned, to the various community organizations that I became a part of. Either it be at UC Davis with my good friend Trout, who is here today, I see him, or the community in Sacramento, in which I currently reside. I remember one day my father would see I would go at him. My response to him was real simple. Prove it to me, Dad. Show me the evidence. Because everything that you have talked about, I don't see any evidence in our house. I told him that I didn't believe him. So there was no evidence to prove that my father had served with the American. I would imagine that they probably asked Identity the same question. Prove it to me. If you did serve, prove that you actually served. One fine day in Italy, my father brought home a book called Ravens. He turned to a page and he pointed at a picture of it. And he said, "Son, this is my proof to you." But that is the reason why in my literature that you see in the back, I've included my story. My story of my father and me when I came to the United States as a 4-year-old. And the reason why this is important is because in this controversial year, where we see presidential candidates talking about immigration and refugees and the misunderstandings by America, I want to remind them that the reason why people like us who are here in the United States of America is because we served the United States of America. Those that you hear categorized as refugees are not ordinary people. Either it be the Syrian refugees, to the Hmong refugees, to the Serbs. When you hear refugee, it means that they stood with the United States of America. Those debates that you've heard from those presidential candidates become insignificant. That's the reason why I took this step to make it controversial in my candidacy for mayor. I wanted to talk about the refugees and how important that is for me in my obligation to continue to tell the story of the Hmong community. It is not worth it. We should not be doing this. We don't continue to talk about the Hmong's dedication and the Hmong's work that made us people of significance, that made us refugees that give us an opportunity to come to the United States of America. When we begin to talk about these issues that make refugees refugees, we then begin to fight the fears of many Americans. I believe that ask for the vote of the people. Your obligation, that includes you, Pal, and also Brandon, to continue this journey and tell everyone that the Hmong are refugees because they were rescuing American pilots in the northern mountains of Laos, and we don't ever want them to forget that. Because in this political game, I have come to realize that every time I talk about our work in Laos, they become quiet, and they become very, very observant of what I do. Because Mushihandana is what I tell them, that I did not choose to come here to the United States of America. But because of the work of the Hmong community of my father, I am here not by choice, but because I stood in favor of democracy. When I began to tell those from the outside who that's when they began to understand, that's when they began to sympathize with what the Hmong is going through. That's the time that they began to understand why so many Hmong Americans have stood up and run for public office. From the first elected Lee School Board of St. Paul Unified School District, to folks, candidates like Powell and also Brandon, we are at a turning point and milestone in the history of the United States of America and in the history of the Hmong people. To the progressive work of the Sisterhood on Facebook, to many of the Hmong professionals who are breaking grounds, we are at the footsteps of true democracy, of true victory for the Hmong community here in the United States. When we look at the Hmong professionals, when we look at folks who are trailblazing, we begin to realize how important and how significant our journey to America is. When I look at each and every one of you, when I see the young people, the kind of ball, the is all the same. Guess what? This is America. We are here, folks. We are here because we begin to see young people standing up and rising to public office, even though the pay is terrible. And both you, Brandon and Powell, if you think that this is going to be a lucrative profession, you better pick another one. Because 3 digits of pay a month does not pay anything. But I commend you. I commend both of you for coming here to support me. I commend those like Long Xiang, who was here earlier, who came before me, who also widened the road so that I can have an opportunity. But at the same time, every step of the way, we need to work together. Just like the story that Joe had shared with you when we were young. We were able to move forward together. That's the only way we can support Powell, we can support Brandon, we can support me in the city of Elko to succeed. When I look at the process of politics, and I wonder why I do this. It certainly isn't for the pay. But when I was elected to school board, I had an opportunity to meet a young man named Ty. And so for those of you who are in law enforcement who understand that counterfeit bill is real serious. But what is surprising is that they notified law enforcement without contacting Gallia Pickett. They interrogated this poor young man who is a straight A student, brought him to tears. It just so happened that I was just elected. They called me and they said, Steve, what they did to our son is so offensive. Now he has a fear of law enforcement. See, for me, it wasn't even about what's right or wrong. Which year do I fight? Only what the blood hit the temple. 主要係會just one phone call, and I asked one simple question: Why didn't you call the parents? That was all. One question. I didn't do anything else. I was amazed resulted in the superintendent of the school district of Elk Grove Unified apologizing to this young man and also this family. That's why I'm running. When I reflect back to the first time I walked on school campus and I saw a misspelling on the school door, school activities was spelled without one I. When I saw that, I was alarmed. What they wrote here, misspelling on the door. One phone call to the superintendent and asked him, why is it that we have the best schools in the world and we can't seem to spell activities? It was just a statement. In 2 hours, that was repainted and corrected so that we don't continue to embarrass ourselves. When I spoke to the principal, he told me that he's been trying for the last 3 years to get that corrected. That's why I'm running for public office. When I was on the city council, I heard that on its own, we have a principal who came out. And F word this, F word that. Why are you parking? The person who was saying that was the principal of that school. In one day's time, we had the superintendent of the Unified School District and also the principal apologizing to this family and making sure that we have a bilingual tech that will be out on the sidewalk communicating with the Hmong community. That's the reason why I'm running for public office. What that Jonathan mentioned about the museum. Went to a constituent North Carolina. We went to Fort Bragg. At Fort Bragg, for many of you who have not been there, there's a museum commemorating the work of the Green Beret. The Green Beret, for those of you who don't know, the Green Beret Green Beret. Green Beret is your commander. So this school trains Green Beret, but they have a museum there. A museum that has been dedicated to the Green Berets and talks about the Hmong community. But instead of calling Hmong as we know it, this museum refers to the Hmong as the Mel and Mio. Every time that they should say Hmong, every opportunity, every 22nd time that it mentions that, it's all meow, 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 meow. John said it already. All it took was a phone call to the museum explaining to them that Lao meow is the equivalent of the N-word and that the Hmong does not appreciate it. The executive director of the museum, they contacted us and said that exhibit has been taken down. And when we correct it, we will be inviting the Hmong community to come back and celebrate with us. That is the reason why I'm running for public office. Some people have said, Steve, I'm really excited that you're going to be the first mayor, first directly elected mayor of Hmong descent. Honestly, that's no big deal. Because, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the best speaker. I'm just at the right time with the right opportunities. I think what's more important is that we continue to be able to replicate elected law across the United States. We should have a first in Alaska, whatever it may be. We should have a first in Arkansas. We should have a first in Colorado. We should have a first in Florida. It doesn't matter what it is, what office it is, but there should be first. And as the first, your obligation is to make sure that there is a second, that there is a third, that you continue to hold that door open. That's the obligation of those who claim to be the first. And so for those who are the first, my challenge to you is to continue to do that. And it's your obligation to show them how. And if you don't, the Hmong community will continue to remember you, and we will continue to remember that when you came to ask for the Hmong community help, we helped you, and we will hold you accountable as you progress in your career and as you return to the community and mentor young people to also follow in your footsteps. I think that's what is important. We see Obama as the first African-American president. I think this year we're going to make history again by seeing a first woman president of the United States of America. It's exciting times, and if we do this right, we may see a mayor of the city of Elk Grove who is the first one to be elected into that position of Hmong descent. When I think about this, these opportunities, I realize that it can only happen in America. Many people have looked to me and questioned. I proudly say, we have Dumatuke. My father was a farmer. Picked cherry tomatoes here in Fresno. Picked strawberries. I went to EC Davis, had trouble paying for the dormitory. And I remember my mom working very hard and saying, it's okay, because this is a good season for cherry tomatoes. We'll be able to pay for your tuition. It is only in America where a refugee boy or parents who are farmers that will have a chance to run for mayor of the great city of Elk Grove. It is only in America that we have two candidates sitting before me that will be school board members. It is only in America that we have doctors, lawyers, professionals who are now competing in the professional world in bringing resources and helping our Hmong community. It is only in America that General Vang Pa, the Billy Fong, Tia have realized that their dream is here. They cannot make is here. We are sitting in the strongest, richest country in the world, with opportunities that are before us, and it's only upon us to seize it. When I look at the different organizations, when I look at some of the things that they're fighting for, the limited resources, I always remind them that your taxpayer, your tax money, goes to local government, goes to state and federal. Nature also. We make decisions that are multiple millions of dollars. In the 20s, on civic centers, on animal shelters, which also never done. We as a community need to wake up and realize that the money, GNO, our community, is the tax that you pay It's your obligation to stand up and be heard. That's why I'm running for public office. Brother Joe has already mentioned it, why I raised my hand here. As a native son of Clovis and Fresno, I always look back to my roots. Doesn't matter how far I go. Doesn't matter what office I hold. I will always turn back and recognize that Fresno is my home. You are my community. You are my people. That's why I come back. When I look at the foundation of the Hmong community and I see the significant wins, including Mayaba in Sacramento City, who we worked so hard to support and scared off all the other candidates. She won school board without any opponent. That's the kind of foundation that we need to be supporting other candidates, including Brandon, including Powell, here in your city. It can be done if we work together. It can be achieved if we dream together. The most important thing that I want to leave you with is go out and vote. Yeah, Brandon, if you don't go to vote, don't even bother. All of this is so that we want you to vote. We want you to vote frequently, and vote as a community, as a Hmong community bloc. That's when people will begin to fear us. Because they, as one bloc, voting bloc that will be able to change the results of elections. The Hmong community in Fresno is very powerful, very strong. But what I haven't seen is the community work together as a voting bloc. That hasn't happened yet. I mean, despite the fact that Blong Xiong became a councilman and retired, despite the fact that there were others who ran before Blong Xiong who were unsuccessful, and considering the fact that we had two candidates that are working very hard to win Fresno, we need to work hard. I'm in Sacramento, I'm in Elk Grove, it's okay, because helping Brandon and Powell is just like helping me. Them winning is just like me winning. On November the 8th, I think we will be very fortunate and I'm excited to see that there will be two new electeds in the city of Sanger and Fresno, two brand new trustees. And hopefully we do this right, we'll have a mayor in Elk Grove. So we all have a dream about one day, by the Bay of Amen. We all have a dream. My dream is to see more electeds, to see every elected in every community where there are Hmong communities. I have a dream that one day we will have a governor of Hmong descent. And I have a dream that one day we will see a president that is of Hmong descent. But it can only happen. Thank you, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. And God bless this great country of the United States of America.